Hello, frozen beverage and ice cream friends. Today we're working on a Taylor 340D, and we're going to talk about the adjustment of the EPR or evaporator pressure regulator valve located right here. It's in this particular case, we have a customer who is having the mix up in the hopper actually freeze. And so that could be something where just the pressure setting on this EPR valve is incorrect, causing the hopper to get too cold. And that can be possibly fixed by just making an adjustment to this valve right here. The 340D is a machine that can handle both a slush and milkshake application. That is because it has this valve. The regular Taylor 340 does not have that EPR valve. It just has what's called a cooling strap that transfers cooling from the barrel to the hopper. And it doesn't get cold enough for a dairy application. So this tutorial does not apply, if you happen to be watching, does not apply to a regular Taylor 340. And you can tell if you have the 340 or 340D simply by looking at the data tag on the panel of the machine. So removal of the panel, if not done already, 2 screws here and here. Take the panel off. The EPR valve is located right here. In order to make an adjustment on this valve, there is a 3/8 nut located right here. Just take a wrench and loosen that up a little bit, and then you'll be able to make your adjustment. Right next to that valve is the access fitting. It's going to have a cap on it that looks kind of like that, and just take that cap off and screw your gauge onto that fitting right there. And it's important to have the machine running for about 5 minutes before you ever attach that gauge, so that you'll get an accurate pressure reading, because it takes it a little time to come up and settle at that actual pressure. On this particular machine, since we're talking about a specific situation with the hopper overcooling and freezing, what you're looking for is 67 to 69 on that gauge. Now, your gauge may look a little different from the one I have here. It may have, the numbers may be kind of spaced closer together, but you can still estimate pretty well where 67 to 69 falls on that gauge. If you are, well, first of all, let's talk about how to make the adjustment here. So screwdriver is going to go right into that slot right there. Now, I'm not actually going to adjust this one. I don't actually have the machine running because it's set right where it needs to be. You want to be careful. That particular piece right there, that little stem, sometimes it can rust because there's condensation that comes from under this insulation right here. So if you have anything like WD-40 or PB Blaster, any kind of penetrant that works like that, spray it on there, let it sit for a half hour or so if you're not able to actually turn that screw there. If the screw will not turn, no matter what you do, I do not recommend using a pair of pliers on it. It's something that you can do, but you can possibly damage the threads. And even if it won't move, even with a pair of pliers, if you do choose to do that, like again, I don't recommend it. But yeah, if it simply won't turn, then it most likely does need to be replaced. So if it will turn and you're able to make adjustments there, you want to make these adjustments very slowly. Now, if you happen to be above that 67 to 69 sweet spot, then you're going to make an adjustment counterclockwise. If you're below, your adjustment will be clockwise. These adjustments need to be made small adjustments at a time. Allow it to settle, because it does take a little time to respond. Now, if you can get it set right to that 67, 69, great. That will hopefully take care of the issue for you. The only other thing here is if you are if you're making slight turns and you're seeing no difference, go ahead and make a bigger turn. If you turn that 3-4 turns and you see no reaction in that needle whatsoever, then also the EPR valve could possibly need to be replaced. So just keep that in mind. But if you're able to get that right to that 67 to 69 that we're looking for, that is the recommended setting from Taylor. Just now back to kind of a general thing. Ice cream machines have these. Most Taylor ice cream machines do. Anything with it's SHR or separate hopper refrigeration where there's a separate compressor, those settings are going to be much lower than the 67 to 69. You'll see the tag on the EPR. They're located different places in different machines. But there is no reason to make this adjustment unless your hopper is seeming to be too warm or too cold. Then this is one of the first things we can check. But if your hopper's working fine, there is absolutely no reason to get in there and make this adjustment. If you have any other questions about frozen beverages or frozen desserts, please contact us at www.slicesconcession.com. Thanks, and have a great day.